So the 4 weeks that I've been working now on the farm have been good. The missus has said that I haven't complained once or been unhappy coming home. I've been happy at work, so that's something. Yeah, which, I mean, wasn't always the case in my previous job. So it's a lot of big changes, I suppose, which is good. I'm a lot less stressed, even though I'm working physically harder. Yeah, my feet hurt, but whoop-de-doo. It's not hurting. They're not hurting as much as when I started, and I can feel myself getting stronger. I'm getting some of my arms back a bit. So, yeah. Who would have thought over 8 years you could become such a pussy? Anyway. Oh, here's a shirt. I'll try and get this in a point where you can pause it. Cat photo bombed it. Go and get off, cat. So, Aussie slang. There you go. So that's if you want to pause on that, that's something funny to read through. I've got another one that's got different slang on it. I think it's a blue one. Anyway. So yeah, I haven't had much opportunity to video. I put a video up of the boss's Western Star. When was that? Oh, I'm not sure. A few days ago. It'd been my video prior to this one, I think. That was just after he'd loaded and we tied him on. We tied on all his hay. And yeah, we were going to do another job and he was going to take that off to Balco, so that's how that works. Yeah. So I got out of the Balco Group Bowman's Rail complex and I guess it depends. I don't know what we'll be doing by then, but when I eventually get my truck licence, I wonder whether I'll deliver straw or hay back to Balco. That'd be funny. I'll be able to see all the old lads again and just stare them up like, yeah, can't get rid of me. Anyway, that'd be funny. Yeah, I've had quite a few guys from Balco text me on Messenger and text me in general, seeing how I am and what I'm up to. So that's quite good. And a couple of lads from where I used to work at Bowman's Rail have been talking to me back and forth. So, and a couple of the train drivers and management guys. So that's quite good. I guess they haven't all forgotten about me. But yeah, something smells like fuel. Oh yeah, that tin's over there, that chainsaw. Anyway, I don't really have much. I'll stitch two or three little videos together, and maybe even a little video of Hugo playing peekaboo with a curtain in our door frame. We put this curtain up. It's just got two nails, and so we wedged two clothes pegs in it sideways because they're nicely tapered, like wedges, between that and the wall, so that when we have the fireplace going, we can heat up our lounge room quicker before we open it up to the whole house. And it just has a bit of a gap at the bottom, so it circulates a bit of air through still. But yeah, it just helps to keep that room warmer. And then once that room's warm, you rip that down and then just let it, and you can feel the heat change. Yeah, so that's for winter time. And it's still hanging there because it's a curtain. Who takes their curtains down? Anyway, so yeah, he's playing peekaboo with that. It's quite funny. So I'll add that video to it as well. And there's one of Shane fixing thread on a pin. All the pins on the slasher wouldn't grease. Well, the grease gun felt like you would grease them with the grease gun, but it turns out the grease gun was knackered. And the one that he was using, I think I filled them a little bit, but I pumped grease into them, and then it had all the crap jammed up from not being greased for so long because a couple of ex-employees, wouldn't know what a grease gun is. So yeah, so there's that. So we pulled all the pins out of the slasher. That was one of the jobs that we did. And not only that, when they drilled through that way with the grease nipple in this end of the pin, and then they drilled back across, they just got that, and they didn't quite take all the metal out of this one. They didn't quite go all the way through, so it still had a rough surface. There wasn't quite a full hole. It just had a little grease hole, and so yeah, no, like we drilled them out properly, so they interchanged left and right easily. So there's less restriction, and yeah, because they weren't quite done properly. I mean, this thing's 20 years old, and they've never had major issues with it, so it's quite good. I went out and I did an hour with it, hour and a half, 2 hours with it, Friday morning, because there was some wheat that we forgot that we had to slash, because half of it had been cut for hay due to the fact it was frosted. So I went to cut the rest of the stubble, and I had one belt derail, and then because it derailed and got pinched by another belt, it would no longer track straight, so it was running on its side. So the only way to keep it on was to I had to pull these on the wrong side, so not on the not on the slack side, but on the tension side, because that's the only way I could get them super tight, so that belt would stay on for the hour's worth of job that I had to do. So that's what I did to get through the day, and I had two casters that wanted to fall off, big caster wheels and 16-inch wheels that spin around at the back. Pins, we'd done 2 days of servicing on it, and we didn't even think to check that they got split pins through the top, and then just a washer. And obviously, from the years of turning, it wore the washer out. We never even thought to check it. You know, now that I think of it, most of that sort of stuff has a bolt like that through it. You know, like a 3/8 bolt with a bloody nut on the end, or a lock nut on the end, or a nylock. So I think that might be the road that we'll go down. Either that or a roll pin. A roll pin's going to have to be, I think, better than a split washer. I'm not sure. They're better than a split pin, I mean. But we've got to make 2 washers up because we've lost the washers. Although we're going to go have a look in the paddock, because you never know. If we take old Eagle Eyes with us, we might be right. We might find them. I found a drawbar pin the other day that'd been lost 3 or 4 years ago out in the gateway. It come off of a side marker of one of the... I'm not sure whether it was a cedar or what. But yeah. I was told, but I forgot. So that was a few weeks ago now. So yeah, I was just walking around the first 120 feet in a half circle from the gateway, unfolding and stretching out the slasher back a fortnight ago. And I kicked something in the dirt, and it was this drawbar pin that had been lost years ago. So yeah, that was quite funny. So you never know what we'll find. Apparently, harvest time, someone put a shear through the header that will through the harvester, and it did quite a bit of damage. So yeah, just another story. Anyway, life is good. I'm gonna go and have a lay down in the kip. It's getting warm here. It's supposed to be about 35 or 36 degrees, so I don't know. Yeah, and it has been an eventful week. Some people come from Armagh up into Clare Valley with a stolen ute, with the back full of gear that they stole. And then my boss had seen them down the road, not far from here, with another farmer chasing him, with his flashing light going, and he's trying to get him to stop. Obviously, they drove all through his farmland. And what was it, about half hour's drive to Armagh, half hour, 35 minutes, yeah. Depending on which way you go, it's about 5 minutes difference. So yeah, you know, like it's probably 30 kilometres, I suppose, away. they made it all this way with a stolen ute, and which is not surprising. We don't have point-to-point cameras, thankfully. Otherwise, I'm pretty sure I would have got done for speeding at some point. Lol. Yeah. And then they ended up, two ended up getting arrested in Balaclava, and two ended up getting arrested out at Bowman's out at Bauco by AGT somewhere, from what I'm told. So they must have thought that road went somewhere. Instead, it goes into a big complex with three companies, and there's no escape route down the other end unless you go down the old service track for the train line. Which, I mean, you can. I used to take that way out sometimes when I was working at Bowman's. Yeah. So yeah, they kind of come unstuck, which is good. But yeah, apparently they lost like a golf buggy or something, or golf cart off the back of the ute somewhere, and canopy was falling off of one of the utes somewhere. Yeah, I haven't got software that can add pictures in, so I can't really add it in, but might see what I can do. We just did the brake adjustments. He doesn't want to be seen on video, but too bad. The stories it could tell. Gone. Now ain't that cheating? It's not much holding that on anyway. If it falls down, it falls down. We're not underneath it. Yeah, we thought we'd better put the little loader there to hold the wall up. How's it go? Thread files are for sissies.
Something like that.
So what are we doing? We're putting these in.
We're not putting Shane on the video.
We're putting Shane on the video. Here you go. Hey, Hoogie. Well, you're not going to walk over here? He says, don't be silly. I can't walk yet. Here you go.